Welcome back to the channel, everybody. A lot of people talk about hustle culture, but they forget that most of the real hustling is done in the shadows. You never see the other side because it's not glamorous. But if you can find a way to embrace the ugly parts, then you can win like nobody ever expected. This is one of my rules of life. You see, there are two types of people in this world: the ones who walk around talking about how busy they are, how hard they work, and those who just get things done. Most people will brag about how early they wake up and how many hours they work, but you won't find these people grinding at midnight when everybody else is asleep. That's why you should never mistake activity for achievement. The world rewards results, not effort. So stop bragging about your hustle and start showing me the money. Now, if you want to truly understand what it means to hustle in the shadows, pay attention, because I have 4 powerful lessons to share with you today. Lesson 1. Progress happens in the dark. If you think about it, the greatest accomplishments in history happened behind closed doors. The best inventions were created in labs where nobody could see them. The biggest breakthroughs were achieved by scientists and engineers who spent years in the dark without any recognition. That's because progress takes time, and time is something we don't have in our attention economy. People have short attention spans, so they're always looking for instant gratification. They want to see immediate results, and if they don't, they lose interest. But progress isn't always visible. It's not something you can see or measure every day. It's like planting a seed and watering it every day. You can't see the growth, but you know that over time, it's going to grow into something beautiful. We live in a microwave society where people want everything fast, but progress is not fast. It's a slow, steady process. And if you're not willing to be patient, then you'll never see the results. A lot of people quit too early because they don't see the progress. But if you can stay focused and keep working in the shadows, then you'll eventually emerge and surprise everyone. That's the key to success. Understand that most of the progress in your life will happen behind the scenes. You won't see it immediately, but if you trust the process and keep working hard, then one day you'll look back and realize how far you've come. Lesson 2. Nobody needs to see the process. In our hyper-connected world, we're always showing people what we're doing, but it's not a good idea to show the entire world your every move. Because listen, if you really want to achieve something great, you need to focus on your goals. And that means shutting out all the noise and distractions from the outside world. The problem with social media is that it makes us feel like we have to constantly be performing, like we have to show people our every move. But that's not what high achievers do. They understand that success is a journey, not a destination. And it's a journey that requires focus and dedication. If you're constantly distracted by what people are saying about you online, you're not going to be able to achieve your full potential. Now, this doesn't mean you should go off the grid and disappear from social media. It just means that you need to be smart about what you share and how you use it. Use it strategically to build your brand and connect with others. Don't let it distract you from your goals. We live in a world where everyone wants to be famous, but no one wants to do the hard work behind the scenes. They want the fame and fortune without the struggle. But here's the reality. The more successful you become, the more haters you'll have. These are the people who will try to bring you down and stop you from achieving your goals. But you can't let them. You need to stay focused and keep pushing forward, even when things get tough. Lesson 3. Invisible discipline creates power. Discipline is crucial for success, but most people don't understand what true discipline is. They think it's all about forcing yourself to do things you don't want to do, like waking up early or hitting the gym, but that's not what I'm talking about. Real discipline is about doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. It's about staying committed to your goals and not giving up when things get tough. Most people quit when they get tired of the grind, but that's when you need to push through and make sacrifices. Success is never easy. It comes at a cost, and if you're not willing to pay that cost, then you'll never achieve your goals. Let me tell you a story about a man who owned 2 farms. One day, his neighbor came to him and asked to borrow one of his horses because his own horse had gotten sick. The man agreed and lent him the horse. The next day, the neighbor returned the horse and asked to borrow one of his oxen. Again, the man agreed. The third day, the neighbor returned the ox and asked to borrow one of his donkeys. Frustrated, the man finally snapped and asked why he needed to borrow another animal. The neighbor explained that he was making bricks with the horse's strength, the ox's endurance, and the donkey's stubbornness. He said that once the bricks were made, he would return all 3 animals. The man realized the neighbor was smarter than him. Instead of being angry, he accepted his fate. A few weeks later, the neighbor came back to return the donkey and asked for the horse. The man smiled and pointed towards the wall he had built with the borrowed animals. The neighbor understood the value of patience and planning and got exactly what he wanted. Sometimes you have to take losses in the short term to win in the long run. This is a mindset that separates successful people from the rest. While others might see setbacks as reasons to quit, winners use them as fuel to keep moving forward. They understand that sacrifices are necessary to achieve big things in life. So before you complain about making sacrifices, remember that everyone has to sacrifice something to get what they want. The only difference is that winners are willing to sacrifice more than others. Winners don't shy away from the grind. They embrace it. They understand that success is not a destination, but a journey that requires constant effort. It's not about being the best, but about being better than you were yesterday. Remember, the road to success is paved with sacrifices, but the view from the top is worth it. Lesson 4. Empires are built in silence. When you're on the path to greatness, you may face loneliness and isolation. This is a price you must pay for forging your own path in life. As you climb higher and leave others behind, you'll encounter fewer people who understand your struggles and ambitions. Many won't grasp why you're leaving them behind, thinking you're abandoning them. But it's not personal. You're simply pursuing your dreams while others cling to their comfort zones. It's easier to stay put than risk it all for an uncertain future. You may also face envy and jealousy from those who know you well. Friends, family, colleagues, and acquaintances may harbor resentment toward you for daring to dream big and disrupt the status quo. They might try to hold you back, fearing that your success will expose their own mediocrity. The truth is, the higher you rise, the more enemies you create. But this should not deter you. In fact, it should fuel your ambition and drive you to work harder. When you face opposition, it's time to dig deep within yourself and draw strength from your past experiences. Remember the obstacles you've already overcome and the battles you've won. Draw strength from the very people who doubt you. Their disbelief only proves that you have something worth fighting for. As you continue to rise, you'll attract new people who recognize your talent and ambition. They'll admire your resilience and determination, becoming loyal followers eager to support your journey. It might seem lonely at first, but remember that true greatness is often achieved in solitude. Your empire may be built in silence, but its impact will be deafening. By the way, if you want to level up in life, don't forget to show some love. Until next time.